Welcome to tonight's show with Tom, Brian and Steve, and we are from the Sidelines, and as we do every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played. I'm back. I'm not sitting comfortably. Thank you for your messages, for those who sent them through. And on behalf of myself, I have to apologise for these guys for last week. The complaints, the many complaints about how boring it was, how unstructured it was. We blame it all on Brian.
Apparently.
So, anyway, I'm back to try and recreate something special that just is never going to happen with us. Okay, gentlemen, how are we?
Yeah, good.
Excellent. Yeah.
Very good.
That's all.
Okay, well, we're going to race.
You're right.
We're going to race to the show because the pain level in my knees screaming.
Okay. Pain level in his knee. Let's go.
Let's go. Highlights for last week.
Ooh. The brilliant surface at Brookvale Oval compared to some other stadiums.
Yes. And
I had to have a dig.
I will be the first to admit
I was
that
disgusted
it is now worse than Brookvale Oval, and I think Brookvale Oval is bad. So
apparently they're looking into it because apparently they've had worse downpours on different days, and it hasn't done that before. So they're even asking stupid things like, did the groundsman recently put the sprinklers on and soak the ground before the downpour? I don't know, but anyway, it was just ridiculous. I was at the game, by the way.
It was a tad embarrassing looking at the half time where they're putting pitchforks in.
Absolutely. And as far as football goes, football, real highlights. I don't know. You've got the hammer catching the fox.
I thought that was very good.
Yes. I thought the fox was away. I thought he was away.
Yep.
But the hammer didn't even look bothered. He didn't. No, look like he was. Looked like he had a couple more gears.
Yeah, he wasn't out of second gear.
What another highlight? The young fullback from the Tigers making his debut.
Yes.
And that young fella they've got on the wing who was playing like Jersey Flegg earlier in the year.
Luke.
Holy dooly. Yeah. Man, he can play.
On the left wing.
Yeah.
Another highlight, the performance of the Bunnies.
Kieran Foran's 300th game.
Moving on. Kieran Foran's,
yes, 300. And it was nice to see the Manly players there as well.
He was.
Of course. He's all the way through. Manly, I'm telling you. Yeah. we love him.
Except he keeps taking money elsewhere.
I'm finding it interesting that this weekend there's a lot of talk about, the West Tigers fans will boo Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks the only one who stuck with them. They're going to boo him?
Right.
Yeah, that's poor form. Anyway, we would never boo Kieran Foran. Ever.
Hey, did you hear Schuster's talking to South?
Hey, look, Bennett might be able to get it. Look, I rate the guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I rate him.
When he plays, he's spectacular.
Yeah. He's got something in his head that just when things don't go his way.
Is there anybody you're not bringing to South next year? You got those three,
3 juniors?
Legendary
we bring up our juniors.
Right?
Juniors?
They're getting Rex Hunt.
2 of them are from Queensland.
No, we're not. Well,
hang on. Bring up 2 of them are from Queensland.
Yeah, but from our home base in Queensland.
Are you getting Royce Hunt?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I was hoping so.
There was talk about that.
Yeah.
And also TPJ, but he's going.
Yeah, but he's going to England. And they were talking about DeBellin, but he's staying, so.
Right.
Bluebet Stadium, Penrith Panthers and the Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm win 24-22. This was a good game.
For the most part, it was a very good game.
But there were some interesting decisions, refereeing decisions.
This was my only tip wrong this weekend. I'm back.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. You backed South, didn't you?
No, I backed all the home teams.
Oh, okay.
I thought for a second then, did I back South? No. What do you mean interested? I don't think it was a great game. There was a lot of drop. It was intense, but there were a lot of drop balls, a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but
I think good defenses forced that out of you. I think.
I think it was good defence. It was good attack.
Yeah.
I want to bring you to the reason that Melbourne Storm got a penalty goal towards the end for that late shot.
Soft.
There's a number of those this weekend that are they're not late.
40 of them this weekend.
And I think that's again an overreaction to situations now, and it'll probably balance itself out. But they've overreacted again.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and isn't it a shame that we've got 1 versus 2, and the game's going to be remembered for a penalty that shouldn't have been given.
Yeah.
Nelson getting binned for knocking out his own player.
Yes.
and Nathan Cleary going down with a shoulder injury.
Yes.
Seriously, what a great game, and 3 incidents that are irrelevant to football take control of it.
Yeah. That is a shame.
And I am actually really, genuinely, hand on heart surprised that the Storm won.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well,
I
took
absolutely.
Panthers to win. I thought they would win
Panthers,
reasonably comfortably.
Yeah, Panthers at home with all the momentum, Cleary back in. The Storm lost to the Dragons 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
They were very average
And
in
the
beating.
Panthers nearly lost to the Eels.
I just don't. I actually was surprised. If I was going to put a certainty on it, would have been that game.
I got to tell you, I'm not as convinced on Penrith as I have been the last couple of years.
I think both teams have, have dropped the ball. Late.
That's right. Neither of them
But
are
they're
playing
still
their
up there.
potential.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's right.
That's good for everyone else in the top 8.
Yes,
that'd
it
be.
is.
Oh, hang on.
Listen,
Sorry, I had to throw it.
Listen, don't you worry about who's in the top 8 and who's not. The season's not over yet.
Mathematically.
Give it a week. Yes.
Oh dear. All right. Manly Seagulls 24 over Warriors 10.
Yep. Cherry Evans masterclass. The big men played, and I've never seen a game where so many players were put on report.
I know.
Chris Bart's the kicker on report.
No.
He put 14 players on report. One charge.
Yeah, I know.
Like, seriously, mate, get your act together.
And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of players in the South game put on report. It seems to be that now it's you tap someone on the head and you go on report. And the interesting thing is that it's not being followed through.
No, that's right.
So you're just putting them on report, giving a penalty, and it wasn't. There's nothing in it anyway.
I hate this on report thing anyway. I don't understand. Like, the match review committee looks at the match, goes through all of the incidents. Who cares if the ref puts them on report? To me, it's just a waste of time.
But the concern for me is that all these people going on report also get a penalty.
Well, I don't mind penalties, but there was in some of those instances in this game in particular, 4 plays later when the other team got the ball, he calls him out on, mate, you're on report 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, what's he thinking about?
It's a radical question, but there's always been this argument about somebody goes on report, they go to the match review committee, they get a week, which doesn't benefit the team that they actually committed the crime against.
Yep.
In rugby union, they have a 2-minute sin bin. So would it be better to consider you put somebody you put them in the bin basically, and that's their charge, unless it's greater than.
I don't have a problem with that, except for the amount of times put on reports. So go back to the Melbourne game. You know that late hit was not a late hit.
Yeah.
But that was put on report, so the guy would have been sent to the bin.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's off for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever.
But that benefits the team that has been committed against. The has been committed.
But you could either have it's a
big,
penalty or a bin
change. But I just wonder whether
I agree.
Rather than going all the way to going through match review committee and stuff.
Yeah.
Whether you just you penalise people or you deal with the crime at the scene rather than later on when it actually helps the next team they play.
I would prefer that you only deal with anything serious on the field.
Yep.
Anything not serious, deal with it through the week.
Yep. Agree.
Those little late hits and those little tap on the heads, deal with them later.
And again, that issue detracts from a great game of football.
Yeah.
Where Tom was fantastic, Cherry was fantastic.
Yep.
I want to address one thing. The media during the week beat up the crowd booing Sean Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken to 20, 30 people that were there.
Yep.
And apparently Chris Butler walked behind them.
Yeah.
And they were booing the ref, typical Australian,
Because Johnson was interviewed on the field on the way out of half time, and he thought it was him that they were booing.
And it wasn't. And so, Sean Johnson deserves every accolade that he can possibly get. And I just want to clear that up now to anyone who may not already understand or know that. They were booing Butler, which is our right.
I don't boo.
So let's move on. Let's move on to the Sydney Olympic pools.
He's been practicing that all day.
It's worth it.
Sydney Roosters 38, Eels 14.
And that was a tremendous 60 minutes that the Roosters played.
Yeah, exactly.
That 60-minute performance was tremendous. And then everything went to hell in the handbasket.
I don't know, you still won.
Oh, we won comfortably, but the thing is that I watched the replay because I was out the game, so I watched the replay, and 22 minutes to go, we scored our last try, and then we couldn't. I mean, it looked like the attack was just totally disorganised.
Yep.
I thought Parramatta, I've got to give them some credit. They actually were gutsy and they stuck it out and they didn't give up, and so they kept hanging on in defence, but. Roosters really got to look at their attack in the last 20 minutes. They were terrible. Look, they gave away 2 soft tries, which was disappointing at the end. But I was a little concerned. I came away thinking, yeah, we won the game. And I was actually walking along the concourse to try and get out of the gate sooner, but you could see the game on 1,000 screens. And then I see that last try and I go, oh, that's rubbish.
Yep.
At 10 seconds to go. Anyway, look. Playing well, attack's fantastic. Just got to clean up their act in defence and get rid of the stupid penalties they give away.
Mm.
Well, that would mean losing Radley.
No, Radley doesn't do
and
that.
Losing Young.
No, Radley doesn't.
Radley has been good since he's come back from his last suspension.
He's had a really, really solid season this year. He's had a couple of drop balls. That's the only thing I can remember. But yeah, look, I mean, Dom Young scored 3 tries. It was some great attack there, but just that last 20 minutes.
Can I just say, Parramatta great during the week. Parramatta great, the great Brett Kenny, has come out and said Gutho needs to go as captain.
Yes, he said that.
I like Gutho, and I think one thing that the Parramatta team have tried to emulate from the Melbourne teams of the past is that they really try and work on the ref with the rules. Like Cameron Smith was only a second referee because he knew the rules better than the referee. And he would tell the referee that he knew the rules better. You can't just walk up to the ref, though, and have a whinge and throw your hands in the air and tell them they got it wrong.
Why? Teddy does it every game.
Teddy does. Teddy does.
Not as bad as Gutho, though.
But Gutho's right in their face with his hands screaming at him.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
He yelled out about something that happened about 4 tackles before.
Yeah.
And expecting that the ref is going to do something about it. So
but
why bother saying
he did get some dodgy calls.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did get some dodgy calls.
The NRL's obviously decided the Roosters for the top 4 and all the calls go their way, which is why their attack's so... why their attack's running so well.
So you think there's a memo that's gone out to say, please part the ways for the Roosters?
Part the waves, literally.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's go on to Salter Avenue where the Bulldogs 30 beat the Dolphins 10. The match race of the year.
Was so far.
Yep. How old's Josh Adekane? He'd be 29, 30?
I don't know. No, it couldn't be that old.
Yeah, I thought 27, 28.
Oh, really? I thought he was a bit older than that. I mean, he's getting past his best in terms of speed. I mean, let me
carrying a little bit of weight. He's been
that.
off for a while.
We qualify that. He's still one of the fastest in the game. But in terms of Hammer and him at the same age, I reckon they would have been pretty close. But now, Josh Adokar is much, much older than Hammer. But still, Hammer didn't look in any way perturbed. No. Yeah, he always looked like he was going to get him.
There is a difference, though. Yeah. Like, so, a year ago, Hammer was at the Cowboys. Was that last year or the year before? No. Jason Saab ran him down. It's a different thing when you're running with the ball.
Sure.
So, I'm not taking anything away from Adokar. He looked mighty quick heading down the sideline there.
Yeah, no doubt.
With his knee strapped and his 50-year-old legs.
Yeah. Now he's 50.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
Great game. I think the best thing that happened in that game was the ref pulled Reid Money aside and said, mate, you're going to the bin if you do it again.
No, what was best was that actually what Tavita Pangai Jr. did to him.
But he stopped. But in saying that, he stopped chirping and started playing, and the Bulldogs looked great.
Yeah.
So, their attack clicked, and I think there's a direct correlation between when they started to play good attacking football and when Reid was told to shut his mouth and play.
Yeah.
Because he's a very good player.
They're scary good. I mean, the Dolphins can be up and down, but they can score points, the Dolphins. The Dogs' defence is... I've said this already before. They're going to worry a few teams in the finals, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I think... I'm still not sure that they're at the level of Penrith and Melbourne.
They
But
can
I think they can challenge
make it
anyone
to
else.
week 3, I reckon, possibly.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
So because it'll be the 5 to 8 sort of. So whoever's in 5 to 8,
Yep.
I reckon they could beat those teams, and then they'll play. I think somebody said it'll be the game, as it stands, it'd be Roosters Penrith. They would then play Roosters or Penrith, and I wouldn't fancy playing against them, to be honest. But look, they're I can't believe what's happened in this back end of the season.
Yeah.
Everything's clicked.
Okay, so let's go on to North Queensland 42, Raiders 4. This was very disappointing by the Raiders.
Man, I don't think the Cowboys were that great.
No,
I just thought the Raiders were that bad.
Yeah.
Man,
This season's well over.
Oh, when you stink, you stink. I mean, they realistically, they had a final 8 spot in the line for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they've been outscored, what was it? I was reading 126 to 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, talk about an implosion. Poor Ricky. It's not often I feel sorry for Ricky, but the players, he's one of those guys who, as much as he gets angry, you want him as your coach because he would just dead set die for his players.
Yes, he would.
And the players have certainly died.
Yeah.
But not for him.
Not for him.
No.
Yeah, very average.
Yep. Cowboys.
Was it Jake Clifford?
Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's interesting about players who go to the Super League and the ones that come back, and sometimes they come back better players, even though they've played in a weaker competition.
Yeah.
They've gained confidence. I mean, I've said to you before, Bevan French playing for Wigan, he won the Man of Steel, which is the Dally M. Matt Duffy's playing for Warrington. He looks like he's going to be the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
He's playing sensationally.
Yep.
And Brodie Croft won the Man of Steel 2 years ago. I mean, he couldn't get a regular gig
Yeah.
in both of his clubs.
Yeah.
So
Quite
so
interesting.
it's a weaker competition, but sometimes they come back and if, and can lift. It's good.
Yeah, I rate Brodie Croft though. I rated him when he was here. I don't understand. It must have been attitude.
I think
I
it was
don't know.
inconsistency.
But also, I mean, the Melbourne team, I think he was intimidated.
Yeah, probably.
Wasn't he, Melbourne
Yeah,
team?
and then he went to Brisbane. No help there.
No.
All right. Anyway,
All right, you want to move on to the next stinker?
He had Seabold as a coach.
I don't know. But he took Souths to a grand final.
Yeah.
Who?
Seabold.
Job had already
No,
been
he
done for
Didn't
him.
No, that was Uncle Wayne.
Yeah, but he was there.
The job had already been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, next game.
The next stinker.
What a ripper.
What a rip.
Tigers.
18, Bunnies 16, and let me say the South Bunnies only lost because of a bad penalty given away in front of the post by a late tackle that wasn't a late tackle.
Well, I thought it was the forward pass.
Yeah.
No,
That was a forward
no,
The
pass.
forward pass the last forward pass that was forward, as opposed to the one before that was forward that wasn't called forward.
No, the reason that the Tigers got to 18, same as why Melbourne beat Panthers,
Oh, please.
is because of a penalty of a late tackle. Cameron Murray apparently had a late tackle on somebody.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. You would
Yeah,
have
look,
noticed it more than me.
can I just say, I thought that was a 50-50.
Oh, no.
The one in the Penrith Melbourne game, no way. But that was a 50-50.
I'm going to draw little horns on your head.
Why?
Because you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
I was so disappointed in this game.
I know. Poor Steve.
Seriously.
Well, you had to expect it to be a tough game because you were missing a lot of players.
Yeah, missing a lot of players. But those players out there didn't play with any heart. The only one that played was Cameron Murray. The rest of
Jai
them-
Gray was pretty
Jai Gray was good.
Jai Gray was good.
See, here's your problem. I thought Jai Gray was good. Fletcher Miles was good. I thought Kenner was good.
Except for being sent to the bin.
Yeah, but he was still playing really well. I thought Whiten was okay and Walker was okay, but then you get to your forwards, average.
Yes.
And then Cam Murray. Keon actually had a reasonable game,
Yeah, he was trying hard.
but yeah, he's so out of form.
I think the Souths have just got to the point where they just want to end the season.
Yep.
But you know what? Congratulations to the Tigers, because I don't think very many people backed them.
That try
Brian.
to Charlie Staines was
Oh, yeah, it
a
was
bit
a good
genius. I mean, I think the ball was passed in a sort of opposite direction to the expectation of where it was going, and Caesar suddenly turns around and puts a tiny little chip kick. And Charlie Staines was in the right place at the right time. It was a really, really nice try.
Yep.
Yep.
And wasn't Lachlan Galvin? I mean, his passing was tremendous.
Mate. He's
long
only
passes.
he's only 18.
And do you see how much joy there is in his face? You know.
Well, he was smiling
he
from the
just-
moment he ran out.
He loves playing
It's
first grade,
It's
and
fantastic.
he is a very good player.
Yeah.
A very good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. St George 32, Titans 16.
Oh, how did they
Didn't
ruin
see this
poor old Kieran Foran's 300th game?
Yeah.
Party pooping dragons. And I did pick them this week. Legitimately picked them.
I missed this game. Were the Dragons good or the Titans bad?
Yeah, I thought the Dragons were pretty good, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. It was actually. I think it was a bit of both. The Titans just didn't seem to be clicking, but the Dragons, they just came out with their game plan and they played
Yeah,
more
and
than anything else.
I mean, early in the piece, it looked like the Titans might get over them, but no, the Dragons then in the second half just moved away. And no, look, I thought the Dragons were very, very good. I think Ben Hunt had an exceptional
Tremendous
game.
game.
Fullback, what's his name?
Which
Come
team?
on. St George.
Terrell Sloan.
Gerald Sloan. I thought he had a good game. Look, there were a number of players in St George who played well this week. Very well.
Yep.
And they deserve to be where they are.
Yeah.
Titans, on the other hand, have just fallen in a hole with the bunnies and
My goodness.
see you next year.
There's a lot of criticism. I've been floating around a couple of different websites. There's a lot of criticism floating at Jaden Campbell.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Tell you what, when you win, you look like a genius, and when you don't, you're the worst player in the world. I'm sure that it happens that way. There's a lot of talk about how he stunts the attack and he doesn't go the right way, and he's a useless 5'8".
He's not a natural 5'8", though, is he?
No, he's not. But I think the other problem is that they're waiting too long to bring Brimson on.
Yep.
Because he's not coming on until, 20, 30 minutes to the end.
Yeah, they've got an
Yeah.
embarrassment of riches in the backs, haven't they?
They have.
I personally would be starting Brimson.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
he's...
not over Kinney.
I would.
No.
No, at 5'8".
Oh, at 5'8".
Yeah. What do you do with Campbell then? You bring him off the bench?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
He's too good to not be in the first grade team, but I don't think he's the best fullback or the best 5'8" at the club.
Well, they can be as disorganised as they like for this week.
They will come together this week, Tom, and we'll see what happens.
All right, let's go on to Sharks 19, Knights 18.
This is cruel. This is cruel.
I hate Golden Point.
I know.
Seriously.
Well, I don't understand why we just don't play extra time and let it be, and then you know what? Go. That's what
Give
I'd
them
be
a
doing.
point each. What's
And this
wrong with that?
blocking rule.
No, they were legit.
I
you
think they were.
Yeah, I thought they were legit. I know everybody's blowing up, but I'm thinking, hang on. They were standing in front, and in the Knights one, the second one, the Sharks' first attempt.
Yep.
The player who was in front of the kicker actually put his hands on his knees and looked at the defence, and then moved a little bit. It's like that's a penalty.
Yeah.
You can't.
When they're looking for it, you just don't do it. You just take the chance of, if you set yourself back far enough. I mean, they were on the.
Well, Ponga
20.
didn't need them to be there because he
No.
had clear under.
Yep.
And
He
I
had it.
think
Yeah.
I think they were on the 10 for the Newcastle one.
Yep.
He could have gone back on the 30 and still kicked it.
Well, he had
Yeah.
enough distance between them where I don't think that they were going to cause any obstruction. I mean, Will Kennedy had to run, what they say, 20, 25 metres. There's no way he was ever going to block Kalen Ponga.
That's right. And you know what? The coaches need to be smart and say, well, okay, what strategy can we come up with that we won't be using blockers? And that might mean 2 passes before it gets to the person who's going to kick or something like that. But just,
Particularly if it's Ponga and he's going to be popping up midfield anyway.
Yeah. Take a run from dummy half and swivel and pass it back.
Yeah,
do something.
Yeah.
And Crossland got sin bin for, I think, like 2 penalties.
Oh, that
in a
was
row.
stupid.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
It was
Was
going
that,
off.
that was the one he was at half time?
Yeah.
It was going. Well, I think the ref went off early on that.
Oh, he did.
I think.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. And I've seen teams, penalised 4 times in a row and not get binned.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. If that was consistent.
But the reason it was
wasn't
done...
It's not consistent.
No, but the reason it was done is because it's so close to half time. But come on.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, and the Broncos had the bye. Gentlemen ladder.
Your turn.
Storm out on 40 points. I think there's your minor premiers.
Yeah.
Then we have the Panthers on 36, the Roosters and the Sharks on 34, Bulldogs 32, the Mighty Eagles on 31, Cows on 30, with a bye still to come. The Dragons on 28. That is a clear top 8. Then we've got the Dolphins on 26, Broncos, Knights, Raiders 24, Titans 22, Warriors 21, the Rabbitohs 20, still with a mathematical chance of making the 8.
Still with a mathematical chance, that's right.
The Eels on 16, still with a mathematical chance of getting the spoon, and the Tigers.
So really, what you're saying is that anyone from South up can still make the 8.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I'd say Broncos are the only team I can see with any kind of possibility of getting in the 8 now.
No.
No, I don't think they can either, but I think that they're the only realistic chance, I think.
I'll be tipping Parramatta this week to beat the Broncos.
Well, we're not up to that.
Sorry, I'm not up to that yet.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
By the way,
Oh,
Tom,
yeah.
Yes.
your tips. Why aren't you tipping? I'm now ahead of you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I've given up.
He's weak.
Well, I've told you before, the thing is that I tip for the team I think's going to win.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the game, I barrack for the team I really want to win. And so it never works.
No,
So
that's
I've just
you know
given
what?
up.
I know a bunch of West Tigers supporters that never picked the West Tigers, and they're really happy about
Traitors?
that. No, they're happy about that because when their team loses, they go, "Oh well, we picked the winners," and if their team wins, they go, "Yes, we got the win."
I can't tip against my team.
No, you don't tip against the team.
No.
All right, let's go on to the next round. Tigers and the Sea Eagles.
Ooh, what a game that'll be!
We can do about Immortal
Oh yeah, okay.
Let's talk about Immortals.
Let's talk
first.
about Immortals. Apparently, it's going to be named
tomorrow night.
Oh, and they reckon there's 2 in the running.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they reckon there's an outside chance of 2.
Because is that
You mean
because
that they will pick 2?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
is that because the argument about one is so substantial and the other one is not?
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying Ron Coote should be 100%,
Absolutely.
and I think if you're saying they'll pick 2, they'll go with Cameron Smith
Yep.
just to
Oh,
quell the younger people.
why?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you pick Cameron Smith
See-
this far out? That he's
See-
only been
No,
retired.
no,
for
I agree with you.
2 or 3
I don't
years,
think
and there are way more
I picked
deserving
Brett Kenny
previous
before.
players. It's
Yeah.
Sterling.
See that's kind of my thoughts. I'm happy for the Hall of Fame concept. I really like it, and it's caused a bit of debate this week, which is fine. But when it comes to the Immortals, it's like when you look back at those careers, they are just glittering,
Yes.
and they're wonderful, and they're not tarnished.
Yeah.
See, right now, Cameron Smith gets in, and everyone who is not a Cameron Smith fan we complain. He was the second referee, the second set of books, always whinging, schmarmy. We go forward 10 years, we go forward 15 years. If we are only remembering Cameron Smith for his feats on the field, we go, wow, 400 games.
No,
Like-
100 games, 100 rep games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and premiership winner, wow.
And he played 80 minutes.
But
Yeah.
at the moment, it's the same as Andrew Johns.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Andrew Johns is still probably the best player I've seen.
Yeah.
And yet the debate rages because he's off-field antics and you know what? If they had just waited, all of that would be gone, and we'd be looking at someone who we could say, as a rugby league community, wow,
That's a good
that
point.
is a player.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
But let me ask a question on Cameron Smith.
Yep.
Would we be having the same conversation if he hadn't played 400 games? Cameron Smith was a very, very good player. Absolutely no doubt. But was he so exceptional that he would rate against someone like Coote or
Yeah.
Brett Kenny or whatever?
No,
The question
Other than
is,
the
did-
fact
did
he's
he-
done 400 games.
Did he turn games? And some would argue yes, because of his
Well,
service out of
yeah.
the dummy half. His durability, nobody can deny.
Yeah, see-
But then again, maybe he was just blessed with one
But,
of those.
but he
blokes who doesn't
won
get
he
injured.
won games for Melbourne. I remember a South
Yeah.
game years ago where he kicked a field goal and won the
Yeah.
game. But you
Look,
know what?
but that's-
1,000 players have kicked a field goal.
But that's what I'm
against us.
saying. But if we can go 10 years into the future and look back and go, yeah, you know what? I still remember, and all of that garbage is taken out. That's what we need. That's
Yeah.
an Immortal.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
So
an Immortal.
who is your pick for the Immortal?
I've already said Coote. I think absolutely.
Who would be a second one? If they're picking a second one.
Sterlo, Kenny.
So you'd pick Coote as well, number one?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think he missed out last time. I think.
Look, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I really, I wish they'd made it about off-field behaviour as well. Get into the Hall of Fame for what you do on the field, but if you're an Immortal, it's something more.
No.
Yeah.
Can't do
And
that.
so, yeah.
I've said it before. I think the Immortal whole concept is a bit spoiled now. And,
Yeah.
And I think
And
they
it's
should have stopped. They should have stopped with the 4 or maybe.
no, but it's spoiled because we're looking at players that have just finished their career.
Yeah.
We're not looking back retrospectively going, wow. And people are now going, Ron Coote, wow, look at that record. Man, what a machine. Look at the clips.
Yeah.
Wow, how is he not there? That's what we need. Anyway,
Right.
sorry.
All right.
I don't
Let's
So
go on
you
to the
didn't
next.
pick your second person.
Yeah.
I think it's too hard.
You're not going to say Liz Boyd.
No, I'm not going to say Les Boyd. I'll go Beaver.
Beaver?
Well, Beaver played 450 games, highest scoring forward in history, won premierships, never did a thing wrong, one club player. What's not to love about the Beaver?
That's what's not to love about Beaver.
Because he could take the mickey out of himself. That's
That's right. Okay, West Tigers and Manly Sea Eagles.
Manly will win this at a gallop.
Well, I'm just
Oh,
wondering.
yeah.
I think West will get you.
I think Manly needs a loss. Manly will win. It's a Leichhardt.
Interestingly enough, Cooler's back in and Tommy Talau's out injured with
And
with
is Buller back in for Tigers?
no.
Didn't they say Cherry Evans is out for Humphreys? That's what I heard on the radio. They said that they might have been resting DC yet.
They're not resting DC. DC even said like he was interviewed and he goes, "Why would I want to rest? We had a bye like a week ago.
All right,
Our bye was perfectly timed."
So we're all going Tigers. Sorry, we're all going Sea Eagles. Warriors and the Dogs.
Dogs.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter that it's in New Zealand. The Dogs will win this.
No, I don't know. They've renamed the stadium Sean Johnson Stadium
Yes.
for this round. I'm hoping like nothing else the Warriors
Is this
get
their
up.
last home game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but you're biased. You want the Dogs to lose so Manly can jump them on the ladder.
I'm also looking at.
So come on.
I'm
Give
also
a
looking.
serious tip.
Hang on. I'm also looking at the double barrel surnames. They've got twice as many players. What's that? Watini Zasazniak, Chivasa Shek, Fanoa Blake.
We used to own that because two of us are sharing.
And Barry was going to have a shot at you about you changing tips all the time.
Who was?
Barry,
Well, I don't change my tips all the time.
you do. You change them against you.
Well, he's the
St
manager.
George, and then you
He's
would.
the manager.
Doesn't give
Oh,
him
hang
the-
on, I don't. Hang on, I'm not looking. Wait, hang on a second. All right, let me just tell you who I tip. Hang on, jeez, you rat bags. Hang on, I am just now going on to I Tip Footy, and I'm actually going to see who I picked.
For last week. No, I'm not talking about last week. I'm
Can we have
talking
an
about
ad break now? Can
couple
you
of
sort
weeks
of
ago.
plug?
Oh, I've made my
yeah,
tips
break
this
for
week.
organics. Go on to break for organics and buy something. Suncorp Stadium, Broncos and the Eels.
Yeah, look, I think the Broncos will.
Oh yeah,
They'll be
Broncos will win.
trying. They'll be trying to finish their season with some pride. I think.
Yeah.
The Eels. Look, the Eels are going to just niggle teams in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I think.
Tom O'Brien.
You said you wouldn't tip the Eels, didn't you?
Yeah, Tristan Saylor at fullback, I think is enough to twist me to the Eels.
Really?
Yeah,
He's a talented kid, but he's just not very consistent.
yeah.
Okay.
No, the Bronx. What am I talking about? I actually want to pick the Eels.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Raiders or Panthers?
Oh, Panthers.
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 Belgium.
Storm and Dolphins.
Storm.
It's at Amy Park too.
Storm. Bunnies and Knights.
Knights.
Yep. Yeah, well,
At
actually,
Acor Stadium. I wish I
Yeah,
could go.
Knights.
I'd be there.
the,
if I
Kni-
wasn't
the
for-
Knights. The Knights are desperate.
Yes.
The Rabbits sadly have got nothing to lose. I mean, they've got nothing to play for really.
No.
The Knights, I think.
Titans and the Roosters.
Roosters should be winning this comfortably, but it's at Seabus, and we've got a particularly bad record against Titans at home.
Do you? So do we.
Away. Yeah, and look, they've
We
been humiliated the last couple of weeks, so the Roosters will have to be on guard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the upset. My upset of the round.
Of course, it's my team.
No. But you've said it yourself. The Roosters haven't been particularly good.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, your attack's good. You'll score 38 points. The Titans will score 40. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going the Titans as my upset.
All right. Okay. I'm going Roosters. Dragons and Sharks. This should be a good game.
I'm gonna.
I want the Dragons to win.
I think the Dragons will.
I'm gonna go and I'm tipping the Dragons, like legit, putting in the Dragons, because I think Shane Flanagan just hates the Sharks and wants to get one over them.
I don't know why you would. You won a grand final with them.
Yeah.
Nah,
The only grand final. Only premiership.
Yeah, and then they dumped him.
Well, they dumped him because there was a bit of a scandal going on.
Oh yeah, they're drug takers. Yeah.
Those comments are not the comments
Not
made by the
reflective
show.
of
though.
Stephen and Tom.
Oh, the poor old sharps. I meant sharks.
Do we seriously have to have a lawyer sitting next to you throughout the show?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
And
partners.
North Queensland to have the bye.
Yes.
All right. Anything intelligent you want in the show with Brian?
Oh, Tom to win the
that
Dally
last
M.
comment you probably don't.
Tom to win the Dally
You're
M.
kidding me, aren't you?
Why not? Manly to go all the way. Tom to win the Dally M.
Man,
He's going off
I'm
early.
talking about this week.
He's peaking
this
now.
week, this
he's
week.
peaking now, which means he's going to go downhill after this.
This week.
What do you want in the show?
I want an 80-minute performance by my team. That's what I want.
Okay, and Bunnies to win. Thank you for watching. This is Tom, Brian, and Steve, and we are from the
Said something
sidelines.
intelligent, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I only speak intelligence. Thank you very much. And we'll do it all again next week. Bye bye.
See ya. Take more of those.